Your greenhouse is a little paradise for your plants, but over time, even the most fertile soil within it can lose its vitality. Plants become listless, your harvests disappoint, and the soil looks dull and lifeless. Sound familiar? But what if I told you that the solution to this problem costs pennies, and you likely already have it in your kitchen? Today, we're going to unveil the secret of one incredibly simple solution. Just one spoonful, and your greenhouse soil will literally spring back to life before your very eyes. Watch this video until the very end, and you'll discover not only the easy recipe, but also the scientific secret behind its remarkable effectiveness. It's far simpler than you might imagine. But what if I told you there's a different way, an approach that doesn't just mask the problem, but tackles it at its very root? Instead of constantly drenching exhausted soil with costly chemicals, we can focus on restoring its true, living vitality. You see, healthy soil isn't merely an inert substrate where roots simply take hold. It's a vibrant, living world, a bustling metropolis teeming with billions of tiny helpers. These are beneficial bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms tirelessly toiling beneath the surface. And here's the real secret. Our goal isn't to feed the plant directly. Our task is to nourish these invisible workers, to create the perfect conditions for them to thrive. And they, in turn, will provide our plants with everything they need, in the most optimal and easily absorbable form. And that's where our simple, yet incredibly powerful secret ingredient comes into play. Ready to find out what it is? I'm sure you'll be surprised. It's just plain baker's yeast. That's right, you heard correctly. And this isn't some old wives' tale or garden myth. We're talking about plain old baker's yeast, the kind you find in any grocery store, the very same yeast found in almost every kitchen fridge, the kind that transforms flour and water into fluffy, aromatic bread. But it turns out its amazing properties aren't limited to the kitchen. This seemingly unassuming substance can actually become a true catalyst, a powerful boost that will kickstart rejuvenation processes in your greenhouse soil. You're probably thinking right now, how is that even possible? What's the connection between baked goods and tomatoes? Well, the connection is quite direct, and it's based on pure, understandable biology. And now we'll break down all the details for you, step by step. Believe me, after this explanation, you'll look at that packet of yeast with completely different eyes. Let's uncover the magic at play here. Yeast, at its core, is a single-celled fungus, a living microorganism. When they encounter favourable conditions, and the warm, moist soil in your greenhouse is essentially a perfect resort for them, they spring to life. They start actively feeding, respiring, and naturally reproducing at an astonishing pace. Picture this. A single cell rapidly multiplies into a thriving colony. It's during this intense period of activity that they release a whole cocktail of incredibly beneficial substances into the soil. These include B-complex vitamins, various amino acids, and plant hormones such as auxins and cytokinins. These compounds serve as potent natural stimulants. They effectively send a signal to the plant's root system, a clear command: grow. Consequently, the roots begin to branch more intensively, forming a multitude of tiny, absorbent root hairs. A more robust root system, in turn, allows your plant to absorb significantly more nutrients and moisture. But there's more to it than that. Direct root stimulation, you could say, is just the tip of the iceberg. The most crucial and valuable impact of yeast happens at a much deeper, microscopic level. When yeast cells enter the soil, they become an incredibly potent food source for the native microorganisms already living there. Imagine these beneficial bacteria in your greenhouse, sluggish and half asleep, lacking the food and energy for active work. Then, our yeast solution bursts into their world. For them, it's an absolute feast. It's pure protein, vitamins, and amino acids. It's like giving a powerful energy drink to an army of sleepy yet incredibly hard-working labourers. With such a rich offering, the entire beneficial soil microflora literally springs to life and begins a true feast. All right, theories out of the way. Now let's get to the really exciting part, the practical application. How exactly do we prepare our wonder elixir to ensure it works 100%. The recipe is laughably simple, and you won't need any special equipment or hard-to-find ingredients. All you'll need is water, yeast, and sugar. But there are a few crucial details you need to pay attention to. First up, the water. It needs to be warm, around 30 to 40 degrees Celsius. Not cold, because cold water won't activate the yeast. And absolutely not hot. Boiling water means instant death for our tiny helpers. If you dip your finger in and it feels comfortable, not hot, that's the perfect temperature. Just imagine you're making dough. The same rules apply here. Start with 1 litre of perfectly warm water. Ideally, it's chlorine-free or has been left to stand for a while, but that's not absolutely critical. In this water, dissolve 1 slightly heaped tablespoon of standard dry, active yeast. Any brand you find at the store will work perfectly. Stir it thoroughly until there are no lumps and the yeast is completely dissolved. Now, we add our second key ingredient, 1 tablespoon of sugar. And here, I want to immediately debunk a popular myth. Many people think that sugar acts as a direct food source for plants. That's not quite right. Plants don't actually need sugar in this form at all. In our recipe, the sugar serves as an initial energy boost, providing quick carbohydrates specifically for the yeast itself. Think of it like giving an athlete an energy bar right before a race. This sugar helps the yeast wake up faster, activate, and begin to actively multiply even before they've been introduced to the soil. Now that all the ingredients are mixed, our solution needs a little time to wake up and start working. There's no need to seal the container tightly. Simply cover it loosely with a lid or a cloth. Place our future elixir in a warm spot, like a sunny windowsill, or directly in the greenhouse if it's already warm enough. We'll need to wait for about an hour to an hour and a half, perhaps even 2, depending on the ambient temperature. You'll know the process has begun when you see the signs. A distinctive foamy cap will form on the surface, and you'll notice a light, pleasant aroma of fermentation. The solution will start to fizz and bubble actively. This is a great sign. It means our yeast has woken up, consumed the sugar, and is ready for its important work in your greenhouse. Our starter culture, our concentrate of life, is now fully ready for use. Now for the most crucial step, proper application. I really want to stress this. The solution we've just prepared is a very potent concentrate. Under no circumstances should you use it undiluted for watering. It can be far too aggressive for your plant's root systems, and even for the beneficial microorganisms in the soil. Our goal isn't to cause a drastic shock, but to gently and effectively kickstart natural processes. That's why we'll follow a tried and true, safe method. You'll need a standard 10-litre bucket, or a watering can, filled with clean settled water at room temperature. And again, make sure the water isn't ice cold, especially if it's straight from a well, as that can stress the roots. Into this bucket, we'll add just 1 glass, that's roughly 200 millilitres, of our ready, active yeast solution. Give your working solution a good stir in the bucket to ensure the concentrate is evenly distributed throughout the water. Now you're ready to start watering. However, there's a crucial rule. Always apply fertilizer to pre-moistened soil. Never pour any type of feed, even organic ones, onto dry ground. This can burn the delicate feeder roots. First, water your plants with plain water, as you normally would. Then, wait about 30 to 40 minutes for the water to soak in before applying the feed. Apply your yeast solution strictly to the root zone. Try to avoid getting the solution on the leaves and stems. The recommended application rate is approximately 1 litre of the prepared solution for each mature plant of tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, or cucumbers. For younger plants or seedlings, half a litre will be sufficient. This brings up a natural question. How often should you actually apply this treatment? Shouldn't we drench our plants with yeast every single week to maximise our harvest? The answer is no. Moderation is absolutely crucial here. Keep in mind, we're not simply feeding our plants. We're kickstarting a powerful biological process, and this process needs time to fully develop. The yeast and the newly awakened microorganisms will actively work their magic in the soil for several weeks. So this kind of stimulation is more than sufficient if applied once every 2, or even better, every 3 weeks. Applying yeast too often can upset the delicate natural balance of the soil's microflora. It really boils down to the principle: it's better to underfeed than to overfeed. 2 or 3 such applications per season will be perfectly sufficient to keep your soil vibrant and active. So, what exactly can you expect? What kind of transformation will your plants experience? The first signs won't keep you waiting long. Just a week to 10 days after that initial watering, you'll notice a truly remarkable change in your plants. Their leaves will become noticeably firmer, developing a rich, vibrant dark green colour. Overall, your plants will look significantly more vibrant and robust. This is the first clear indication that the root system has become active and is now efficiently absorbing vital nutrients. But that's just the beginning. The most significant, most impressive results will truly blossom a little later, as the active flowering and fruiting stages commence. You'll notice a significant increase in fruit set, with noticeably fewer drop flowers or immature fruits. Plants thriving in this living soil become remarkably more resilient, easily shrugging off minor temperature fluctuations. And the fruits themselves, they'll be larger, incredibly juicy, and most importantly, bursting with truly exceptional flavour, all because they've received truly complete, balanced and natural nourishment. And now for the real game changer. Many believe yeast is simply another plant food, but that's far from the truth. The most profound and astonishing effect of this method isn't immediately obvious. You're not just providing nutrition, you're rebooting the entire ecosystem of your greenhouse. When your soil's microflora is active, it doesn't just nourish your plants, it protects them. Beneficial bacteria actively outcompete and displace harmful fungi and microbes, forming a natural shield against common diseases like late blight or devastating root rot. So, a single spoonful of yeast doesn't just boost your harvest, it elevates the overall immunity of your entire greenhouse kingdom. You're not just watering your plants, you're conducting an entire underground orchestra, all working in your favour. So let's recap. 1 spoonful of common yeast, dissolved with a bit of sugar in warm water, has the power to ignite a chain reaction of life in tired greenhouse soil. This isn't magic, it's pure, incredible biology. It's cheap, simple and unbelievably effective. Thanks for sticking with us to the end of this video. If you found this information helpful and learned something new, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on our other gardening tips and tricks. Now, a question for you. What unusual, yet tried and true, homemade fertilizers or feeding methods do you use? Share your secrets in the comments below. Let's swap tips and learn from each other.